Hey everybody, welcome back to Grumpy Acres. Well, actually, we're not at Grumpy Acres today. We're up at Hacks for the Homestead, and we're helping them butcher chickens. They came down and helped us, and so we came up here and we're helping them. That's that intentional community. You know, we're all pointing in the same direction, and many hands make less work. So here we've got their meat birds. We're going to show you the process of butchering them. This is on YouTube, so you're not going to see the actual killing of the birds, because YouTube is protecting you from seeing what it takes to actually get your meat on the table. So if you want to see that part, click the links below, because we've got videos on YouTube, or we've got videos on BitChute and Rumble showing you how the killing process actually takes place. But this is YouTube, so you're not going to see that. All right, from the chicken pen, they come over here to the killing station, and we've got four cones set up. They just bought these online and had them delivered, and the chickens go in here, and they let them hang for a little bit to let the blood flow to their head, and then they dispatch them. And the wall right here is nothing more than some pallets stacked on top of each other with some 2x4s and plastic sheeting over it. Makes a really easy cleanup. They've got buckets down at the bottom to catch all the blood and stuff, which they reuse. They follow permaculture guidelines, and they reuse it, and it goes in it. You guys use it in your garden, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're using it in their garden. So the next station after the birds are butchered is the dunking station, and the water temperature, we've got just a Camp Chef stove with a couple of big pots on it, and the water temperature you want to keep between about 150 and 170, 175, and then you dunk it for 10 to 15 seconds. Seems to be about right for today. It's gonna vary on how cold it is outside. It's a brisk fall morning this morning, so it takes a little bit longer than if you did it like in the summertime. The next step after it's dunked, it goes into the plucker. Now you can buy these things, and they are so handy. I can tell you right now, trying to pluck 50 birds by hand is a chore that nobody wants to do. But you just dunk the chicken, stick them in there, spray it. Those little rubber fingers, pluck the feathers off, and then out the top comes the chicken that's mostly plucked. You can see we're having to pull some of the feathers off, and then it goes into the dunking barrel, and that's to help cool it down, because it's coming out of that hot water, and you want to get the meat as cool as possible, as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they turned on. Well, see, yeah.
See how easily those feathers come off? And into the dunk tank. And you can see down here, there's a hole in the bottom of it, and all the feathers and skin from the feet go into that bucket. And then those feathers will be composted, and again, that'll go into the garden. Data, okay. Hey, Data.
Sir.
What's that shirt say?
This is my limited edition EMP Shield shirt.
And where'd you get that?
This is from EMP Shield Incorporated out of Burlington, Kansas.
Oh my goodness.
The world's first and only whole home surge protection provider.
So do you think that would make a good gift for a 100 subscriber giveaway?
Are you kidding me? This would be perfect. You know how many people would love to have one of these for their home and their car or their generator?
Then, from the dunking barrel, it comes over to the processing station. And here, we see Yoda. Say hi, Yoda.
Hi, Yoda.
Yoda, what are you doing? Explain to us what you're doing.
Okay, so every piece of the chicken is going to be used. So what I'm doing right now is just making sure any residual feathers that are left, I'm taking those off. Just trying to get somewhat as clean as I can. This will go into broth. And then whatever else they decide. I think dog food, some of this as well. So I just kind of do that. And then it's time to go ahead and take care of those legs. So if you don't have handy dandies, then what you want to do is you're going to find that joint, break the leg. These are kind of big birds. So you break the leg to find where that joint is. And then I'm going to go through, found that joint. Voila. Chicken foot. Do the same with the other. Found it.
Now you could do that with a knife too, couldn't you?
But let's face it, I like to just make my life easier. So if you got the tool.
By the way, that noise you hear in the background there, hosing off the wall behind the killing cones.
So,
It's always important to keep your area clean.
well then don't look at my area. So
Well, you're in the messy part.
I'm gonna go in, make sure that most out in the way, because now we're going in after meat. Boning knife. I'm going in and I'm cutting the skin because I want to be able to see where I'm going. See how that just opens right up. So now I can see where my guide is. Oh no, can you get a good picture
Yeah, I
of
got
that?
it. I got it.
So now I can see where my guide is. So I've got leg here, thigh here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it at the thigh. Hear that? It's right against the bone. Staying at that bone. And then you got that. Just super simple, right? So make sure I have no feathers. Now I'm going to find this bone right here. So there's your leg, chicken leg, like you would see it. So I know I need to separate it there. Now, everybody does this different. My way is not necessarily the best way. My way is what works for me. And you may find a better way to do it, but this is me. So there's your chicken leg.
The drumstick.
And there's your breast.
Thigh.
Thigh, whatever. Yeah, that is a thigh.
She didn't do well in biology.
It's been a rough day.
So now we're quartering the birds out, right?
Yeah, so the idea being here is more freezer space, is the way I understand it. It can be packed better in the freezer. So you're going to see, these are going to go on ice. I'm not sure if all of them. You can ask the women of the farm and the lady in charge, and she will tell you exactly what we're going to do with them. I know we're canning some tomorrow. We'll be doing that at Grumpy Acres. And then carcasses are being processed for broth and chicken or dog food.
Dog food, yes.
And but she can explain all that to you. So
If she'll get on camera.
I'm just going to repeat here. Do you want me, while Patty's explaining, do you want me to just go ahead until I get to the
Sure.
best part?
So Patty, what are you guys going to do with the birds?
The drumsticks, we're going to can. The breasts we're can, and the thighs we're canning. The wings, I just freeze because I don't need canned wings. I like frozen chicken wings. And then the bodies themselves, we're going to disembowel later to make chicken broth, and the innards and stuff to make dog food.
Gotcha. So as you can see, they're literally using the entire bird.
Nothing's wasted.
Usually we freeze the chickens, but this year I'm going to be canning the chickens because I'm running out of freezer space.
That's a bad problem to have, isn't it?
Yes.
No, actually, it's a
But
good problem.
If you have a normal size refrigerator, you can actually get, the way we piece these out, you can get 50 birds in an upright freezer. And like a normal refrigerator freezer, you can get 50 birds packed in there.
Nice.
You got that? A lot of skin on this one.
No, go for it. No, you do it.
We are keeping the skin on these the best we can. So now we'll go up and take care of the wings. I want to make sure that I get these pen feathers out. So you'll see my gloves look a little bit different. These are butchering gloves.
What are those made of?
Keep from cutting myself. Well, this is cotton, I think. This has some metal in it. So I got these at a commercial kitchen store. You can find them. You probably order them online too. So now we're going after the wings, and we want to make sure pin feathers are not in there because nobody wants to fry up and eat feathers. So especially look underneath here. Now these make it nice because I can just rub them out if need be. I would, in ordinary situation, I would use a pair, these are my plucking pliers, and so any tough stuff I can go in, grab out, just like that. So, now I'm going to go in, make sure.
Now, are those special cooking pliers or something?
These? Yeah.
No, the pliers, the plucking pliers.
No, these are just pliers that I found, little needle nose pliers. Oops. I guess not needle nose.
Yeah, those
wire.
are needle nose.
Oh, yeah, so, and they're a little flat, and they've just got a nice grip that I can use. Use whatever tools works for you. So the more you do it, the more you'll realize what you need. But you know, Yoda's always cooking in the kitchen, and I'm constantly having to find different things to help. So here's your chicken wing, and you get it right, just cut right through there. Nice. So repeat, same side or different side. This is where these come in handy if you just don't get at that joint at the right spot. Well, maybe. Okay, so
That may make it on the cutting room floor, or I may just leave it in there.
just leave it in there. Everything happens, right? So
They have that Mountain Dew pineapple.
So what I'm doing, I'm trying to find that joint right there. And these birds are big. So I found my bone. Go with it. Done. That's where those come from. Now we're going to go through, and it's time for breast. So I put the bird on the back, and what I'm looking for is that bone right in here. You may have to remove skin. I'll just remove it so that you can see what I'm doing.
Well, they're not eating right now.
You'll know.
Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah.
You ready for another bird?
No.
No.
Take a little break.
You are?
Yeah, that'll help you cook.
Okay, so here's your bone right here. So you're just going to take your boning knife and you're going to follow that bone. Now, these can get slippery, so I find it best for me to hold it by the neck. And then that way they don't shift so much. So now you're coming in. Now, we did not gut these, so I do have to be careful as to where I go and how much meat
I can take it.
that I'm leaving. I don't want to leave a lot.
I got an empty bucket right over there. Just put something in.
You know, they're not going to be perfect, but they're not being wasted either. I'm not a butcher.
And once you do more of them, you get better at it, right?
Sure, yeah.
So
I'm not going to lie to you. So usually we leave ours whole. And if I'm skinning or doing anything, I'm doing it in the kitchen. This is my very first farm butcher. So, not too bad. I'm on my third bird.
We're doing good. Say hi.
So, there's that chicken breast, and you'll see there's some left on here.
Hey,
I'll go
Ayla says
through
hi.
and clean that out in a little bit, but I'm going to get this other side first.
How are you doing? Are you guys still?
Yeah, we're still. Oh yeah, we still probably got about 20 some birds.
And you said this is your third bird?
This is my third, yeah.
How long have we been doing this?
I don't know. How long have we been doing this, Patty?
Time wise,
Yeah,
Started about 11.
about 11:30 we start.
yeah. I don't-
30.
So how long?
About 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes. So you got 5 people processing birds at one bird every 10 minutes. And part of that's waiting on
You
birds.
have first timers here too, and it does take. We were just discussing that. You know, when you have many hands, it doesn't matter how long it takes, right? Because you're going to get everything done. But you know, everybody's going to go at their own pace, and when you're new at something and doing it, you know, it does take time. Different personalities as well, right? So you have some people that want to make sure that they do it absolutely right the first time, which, you know, obviously that's not going to happen, but you never know. There's that occasional person. So, but you see, we're canning chicken, so that breast, I'm just trying to get as much of it off as I can. And we'll put it in because we're going to probably chunk some.
So after the birds are processed, they go into the plastic Ziploc bags, and then they go into these coolers full of ice, and that's so we can cool them down as quickly as possible to make sure the meat stays good. Okay, so there you have it. That's the process of butchering chickens. You know, like Yoda said, there's first timers here, and people are learning, and that's what this is about. This whole thing, you know, it's not solely about processing the chickens. It's about building community and having that intentional community where we all help each other out. You know, Hacks for the Homestead came down and helped us, and we're repaying the favor by coming up here and helping them. Doing these three people doing these 3 or 4 people doing these chickens by themselves would take a lot longer than everybody being here helping them. You know, so that's what it's all about. Patty, are you gonna use the feet for broth, or are you gonna cook them?
Broth.
Broth. Would you ever consider cooking them?
Never thought about it.
Now, how important is it to have a sharp knife while you're doing this?
Very.
Do they go dull pretty quick?
Yes. Probably about every 5 birds you want to resharpen.
So we've been doing the butchering on the chickens for about 3 hours, and the temperature's dropped, and it has gotten chilly. And we got about 4 more chickens to do. The good thing about doing it when it's chilly like this, you don't have to worry as much about flies and bugs bothering you. But it does get a little uncomfortable if you don't like cold weather. So they're over there doing the last chicken, and I thought I'd show you some of the cleanup we got to do. So, as you can see, having that plastic covered wall there makes cleanup there easy. And you just take a little scrub brush and your hose and hose that down. And then come over here, they're washing off the chicken plucker. And here's something they never talk about in the brochure for these things, is they're having to hand pick all the feathers and stuff out from underneath the rubber fingers, and those fingers don't pop off very easily, and it just makes it a kind of a pain in the behind.
Alright. Boom. That's good.
Yep, that works.
Alright, as you can see, everything is processed, everybody's put away. We have graduated to the freezer. Garen took once and showed you some of the cleanup and processes there. We're still figuring that out. Every time you learn a little more. But what I wanted to reiterate is about the building of community, the ability to get a lot of processing done in case with the amount of community that we've built. That goes along with gardening, that goes along with auto repairs, your tractors, building barns. Take your Amish for example. They come together like no other, and that's 1800 style, and they get the job done. Just a reference to you, Matt, at Sovereign Village Project. This is what we've been doing, and that's what you're trying to build. And we've come together there back to the land festival, and you know it's going to grow. So what do you think, Aaron, as far as what we've done today and where we're going? I've helped you out on your property immensely, and we ain't done yet.
I can tell you that you know we did 20 chickens to just 2 people, and it took us longer to do 20 chickens than it did to do, how many did we do today?
We had 48.
48. We did 48 chickens a lot quicker than 2 of us did 20. So like I said earlier on our video was you know, many hands make less work, and that's honestly God truth. There's no getting around it. You know, and the whole having the community up here, it wasn't everybody in our circle.
No, yeah, we've got more in the group.
And you know, it's nice having everybody here, and even the fellowship, just being able to see everybody, you know, and it worked out really well today.
Now we've got the campfire, we're getting ready to eat, everybody's gonna sit around and do what they call bench racing. Tell stories and all that, but it's community, it's come together and fellowship. And you can never pick your family, but you can pick your group. And I'd have it no other way. And yeah, there's going to be more things, better things coming along. So stay tuned. As you say, subscribe, like, hit the like buttons, share with your friends.
And comments too.
Make comments.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
about
comments
it.
help.
Hey, if you're building an intentional community, go ahead and put it in the comment section. And we want to hear more about it. We need to get these communities, and we're each our own circle, and we want to reach out and touch these other circles too.
And like always, what is it? Life.
Live a life done free.
Yep.
Grumpy G, Darren.
Darren, out.
Thanks, Milo.